Guys, 2 words. Mini cows. Actually, 4 words. Mini cows, house horses. I need it. I need this in my life. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just saw a video of a mini cow that is basically like a dog, and a house horse, which is a mini horse that is in the house, and it's also like a dog. And I need it. I need this. I need it. I need it as a pet. I don't care that I don't have space for it, but I need it as a pet. It's beautiful. And the video told me like, hey, don't watch it again. Hello, welcome to this stream. Hello, you guys. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, because I am most definitely about to ruin it for you for the next couple of days. So you are welcome. But hello, welcome. If you're new here, hi, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills. And today I do mean it. Like, I mean it. It's gonna be bad. And I'm telling you right now, it's not a case for the faint of heart. It is an absolutely horrifying case that started very innocent, that started with a kids' TV show that I thought, okay, maybe, you know what? It looks like a creepy TV show, but maybe, just maybe, like, oh, maybe it's analog horror. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not true. It's true. It is true. 100% true. Whatever happens in this case, when I finish this story, all of it is true. So yeah, based on a true story. Oh, are we gonna get angry? Oh, you guys are gonna get so furious. You guys are gonna get furious. Like, I was talking about another case on Patreon this week, and everyone got furious too, because it was insane. If you were a Patreon member, if you were there, then you know. If you are not there, then I don't know if you want to know, but it was horrible, and we were raging, and I was screaming into my microphone too, and yeah, like, it was, Patreon members can tell you. But yeah, if you are interested in bonus cases, you can absolutely join my Patreon if you can. You don't have to. There's always going to be free streams here. But if you're interested in more, I do have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/FEARSONA. And I do weekly streams. Sometimes it's cases. I mean, yeah, like, usually it's a case. It's very rare for me to like, oh, okay, well, I can't do a case this week. But I always do something additional, right, like something bonus on my Patreon. But yeah, we cover bonus cases there. And also, because it's my 3D debut on the 28th, God, I forgot. I'm getting old. I am getting older. Not to mention it's my birthday on the 19th of June, but I'm gonna be celebrating probably, should I, wait. When is it? Oh, actually, we could be celebrating my birthday on the 19th, and then I'm going to be doing my 3D debut on the 28th of June. But I think I'm going to just like merge the celebration. Happy early birthday. Hey, thank you. I'm getting old. I'm like 90 now. It's 3:04 in Poland. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God, why are you up? But thank you so much for tuning in from Poland. Hey, my people from Poland. Was doing a country done silly. Oh, nice. Forever 89. Yes, exactly. So yeah, my 3D debut is coming up on the 28th of June, but there's gonna be an earlier 3D debut, so let's say pre-debut, with a lot of scuff, but pre-debut this Saturday. So on the 21st, I think. Is it 21st on Saturday? Let me check. Yeah, it's 21st. So on the 21st of June, we'll be having a pre-debut over on Patreon. So if you are a Patreon member at any tier, then you'll be able to join that event and see my 3D model and new design, because it's a completely new design. So yeah, you know, like, there's a party on the 21st, and that coincidentally is actually my name day. I know it's I know it's strange. I'm living in the Game of Thrones, but that's what Poland does. We have birthdays and we have name days. So yes, my name day is technically on the 21st. Yeah. Yeah. It was just agreed upon. Don't ask me. I don't even know. But yeah, we do that. We do the thingy, and so I'll be celebrating. Well, I mean, I don't really celebrate that, but wait, what the hell is named it? Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Don't ask. But yeah, it's basically birthday. It's basically birthday. Looking forward to it. I'm not cool enough for a name day. That was just I think it's just a Polish thing, or it's maybe like Slavic thing. I'm not sure if any other Slavic countries do have that, but we have that, and yeah. Poland has a name day. Yes, we have the day of our name. And don't ask. It's so strange. And also it's like very flexible because names change. It's like technically names assigned to that day, but then it just started expanding because there were more names and they were trying to like include other names, and yeah, it's kind of strange, but yeah, like the names started changing on different days, and yeah. If I don't type in the chat, then I have fallen asleep. No worries, Anya. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Poland has a name day. What's its name? What? Well, I mean, Poland's name is Poland, if that's what you're asking about. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the 3D updates, let's say. I'm just gonna say that yes, the debut and pre-debut is definitely gonna be some scuff. Like there's definitely gonna be some scuff. The pre-debut definitely scuffed, but I did get my trackers finally. Mayday, my Sony Mokopi trackers, and I'll be testing them today and testing them this week and trying to like connect everything. Hopefully I can also link all the interactive things, so the like things that chat can trigger, because I wanted to have triggers for the chat to use, so that like, oh, it shows up on my like model, or like you guys can mess with my model a little bit. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope it's gonna work out. I also started learning how to make a VTuber model in VRoid Studio. So yeah, as if I'm not busy enough, I've decided, hey, let me learn a new program. Let me learn a whole new software, because I have time for that. Yeah, I started learning how to make the like a VTuber model in VRoid Studio. Hopefully I can maybe I can like turn this this model into a 3D model as well. So that will be super exciting. Can 3D Sona do a flip? Actually, I believe she can. I will find a filter. I will find the animation in Warudo and try to do it. If I can, I'm gonna do it. Oh, we can mess with your model? Yes. Yes. If I can link everything, like if I can link everything, like the reaction or whatever, the triggers, then theoretically, yes, you could mess with my model. Mess with Sona, Jesus. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's go. Do a flip. Not this one. I'm not 3D. This one is not. This model is not 3D. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, all right. Oh wait, I think that's. Does this mean all your personas get 3D models? I would say so. If I can, I'm gonna try to turn every single one of them into a 3D model. Like I'm gonna try if I can learn, because I'm like testing it out right now, and I'm trying to overall like learn how to create a character from scratch. And if that works out, then absolutely, like I'm gonna try to turn this model into a 3D model, and that would be great. That would be great, yeah. But I'm excited for my new design, but I'm also excited for the possibility of turning this one, like this model and this design, into a 3D model. Alrighty. I think it's ready. I think we're ready for the case. Bacon says, "Oh, so it's a model animation, not Sona actually doing a flip like a certain cat girl." I'm not gonna. Do you want me to break my spine? Because I don't think an 89-year-old should be doing backflips. I don't think that we should be doing that. I mean, I could. Technically, I could, since. Like, if I have the full body tracking, if my full body tracking works on that day, technically I could, but I won't be attempting a flip or backflip, because I think that my bone density will not allow me to. I think I'm gonna, like, you guys are gonna hear a crack. It's just gonna be, and then, and then just sirens. Wee 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 wee. And that's when the stream ends, or it goes on because no one turns it off. The first responders do not turn it off. It just goes on, but my model is just frozen because I've been taken away to to the hospital. Free content, it's worth it. What? No, worth what? The ER visit? Oh God. Okay. Guys, I think we are ready. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna warn you right now, brace yourselves, because it's gonna be disturbing and it's not gonna turn out for the better. You know, like, it's sometimes I cover those cases that kind of turn for the better. This one, like, doesn't have, for some reason, like, yes, it has a resolution. There is an end game in this case, but for some reason, even though there was an arrest, even though technically justice was served, it does not feel satisfying. You know, like, it does not end with a satisfying, okay, he got what he deserved. You know, the person involved or persons involved got what they deserved. But in the end, it just doesn't feel like there was any kind of, I don't know, catharsis, let's say. It'll be like that episode of VTuber Hero Anime. Jesus Christ. I feel like I never feel easy with any of them true crime streams on Sunday. Oh yeah, no. I feel like Sundays are like the days we dread, but the days we look forward to. Like, okay, we look forward to the case. We look forward to the stream and the case, but at the same time, we're dreading what kind of case it's gonna be, right? Like, you guys are dreading, like, what kind of case am I gonna talk about today? Is it gonna have a, you know, is it gonna have a good ending or something that's gonna, like, okay, cleanse this story? Like, okay, justice was served. They got the punishment they deserved. No, not this time. You're a very nimble 89-year-old. You dodge pigeons. Listen, it's not easy. Okay, hear me out. Pigeons in Taiwan are like Dominic Toretto in Fast and Furious. They zigzag. They're zigzagging on the bike trail. How am I supposed to dodge that? I mean, I was dodging that, but yeah, true story. Birds in Taiwan, I swear to God, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck. They just zigzag on the road. And they're like, I'm not flying today. It's too hot. It's too humid. What do you expect me to do? I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna take my daily walks and daily activity right here in a zigzag pattern. Oh my God. Holy moly, we call that lunch in Arizona. What? Pigeons? Jesus Christ. Okay. If they flew, it would be easier to dodge. Yeah, but the pigeons don't care here because they're like, it's too hot. It's too humid. It's gonna mess up my feathers. I'm not gonna fly. I'm just gonna walk in zigzags. Okay, so that's it. That's it for today. Stay safe out there. No, wait. Okay, I still have a case. Okay, you guys are ready? Let's get right into this. And there's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be a lot of videos. There's gonna be a lot of clips from the show. And I'll try to like warn when there's something disturbing, but honestly, sometimes I can't. So sometimes I forget. But yes, there's gonna be a lot of videos. So pay attention. Please pay attention to the stream if you can. You don't have to. Actually, like you can just listen. listen to the stream like a podcast. But if you're interested in seeing the videos, then I would suggest that you pay attention to the video, to like what I'm showing. Alrighty, so picture this: 1979, Clearwater, Florida, on the charming little Christian network, a children's show called Joy Junction pops onto screens. So there were bright sets, sunlit smiles, two teams of kids in red and blue, games, lessons about kindness, courage, God, all wrapped into this wholesome 3D format. It was a show designed to comfort parents and delight kids. And the story begins with innocence. There were different characters, right? Like there was Sheriff Don, refereeing games, Professor Clodhopper unveiling kooky inventions, and then there was another character. There was Ron and his puppet, Marty. To viewers, their sketches tackled everyday kid dilemmas, bullying, peer pressure with sweetness and this biblical wisdom. Also, I just wanted to say thank you, Shy Shy, for 5 memberships. You guys, thank Shy Shy for memberships if you got them. So yeah, there was Ron, and you know, it was all kind of rainbows and unicorns and God and religion and kindness and sweetness and life lessons, right? Like how to be a decent human being. But some of it, when you really listen to it, some of those scenes, some of those sketches, when you really listen to it and then you know the case, like after you've heard the whole case, you are gonna look back at those clips and you're gonna think like, wow, that's so disturbing. So let's watch some clips from the show, and those clips are especially focused on Marty and Ron for a reason. So let me play some clips. Oh, why? Why? Oh, of course there would be scuff. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why? The heck? Oh, okay. Okay, we got him. I think. Wait. Okay, now we have them. Good old Scott. Hey. Rapture Queen. Hello, hello. Okay, now we have it. So let's watch some of the clips from the show, the actual show.
I got over there, I noticed that some of the kids were kind of giggling and laughing, you know, and I wondered why they were doing that. Well, why were they doing it? Well, they said, Marty, come over here and take a look at our pictures. So I walked on over there and I took a look. And do you know what it was? What was it, Marty? Well, it was in Arizona, I'll tell you that right now. Ron, they were looking at some dirty pictures and they wanted me to look too. Well, Marty, what did you do? Well, I said, look, guys, I like you a lot and I want to play with you, but I can't look at those pictures. I just can't do it. Well, what did they say, Marty? They said, oh, Marty, come on. Your parents are in the house. No one will see. Well, what did you say? I said, that may be true, but I know someone who will see, and that's God. That's right, Marty. You know, that kind of reminds me of a verse I'm thinking of in the Bible that's found in 2 Timothy 2:22. And it says that you should run away from anything that will give you evil thoughts. And as your companions, you should have friends who have pure and clean thoughts and will only give you good ideas. Well, you know what I decided to do? What's that, Marty? I decided to turn around and go right back home. Well, Marty, I'm real proud of you for that. And some of
Yeah. But yeah, it sounds good, right? Like, oh, learning, teaching the kids about like, oh, you know, if you see other kids looking at dirty pictures, you should turn around and go home, right? That's what they're teaching. Like, oh, it's not pure, it's not clean. And it's said by a guy who well, I'm gonna get to that. Okay, so another clip is Joy Junction. Marty wants to start an adoption agency.
Well, Marty, I certainly enjoyed Sarah's song about adoption, didn't you? I sure did, and you know what, Ron? It gave me an idea. What kind of idea is that, Marty? I think I'm going to start me an adoption agency. An adoption agency? Well, exactly how do you plan to do that, Marty? Well, I think I'm going to start going around telling folks how they can become a part of God's family and become a Christian. Well, Marty, I think that's a great idea. That's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. When do you plan to get started? Well, actually, Ron, I started yesterday. Oh, you told someone about Jesus yesterday? Well, what happened? Well, yesterday I was out on the newspaper route. You know, I have a paper route, Ron. Yes. Well, Marty, have you already forgotten that last year when you got the chicken pox, I had to deliver your papers for you? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, anyway, yesterday I was out delivering the papers, and I came up to Mr. Winslow's house. And he was standing out on the front porch waiting for the newspaper, you know, like he usually does. Yeah, I know he's always out there. And when he saw me coming up, he said, "Marty, are you bringing me more bad news today?" Oh, he was making a joke about all the bad news in the paper, huh? Yeah, and I thought to myself, hey, here's a chance for me to talk to Mr. Winslow. So what did you say, Marty? I said, "No, Mr. Winslow, I'm bringing you the best news in the whole wide world." I bet that got his attention. It certainly did. What did you say, Marty? Well, we got to talking, you know, about things, and I said, "Mr. Winslow, do you know that Jesus loves you?" And what did he say?
I don't know why it's so creepy. It's like so creepy. At the same time, right? Like, oh, it's technically a Christian kids TV show, but yeah, all at once, it's just seeing the doll and seeing the guy and knowing something about the guy, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So there's a couple more clips, but I think, whoops, all right, I played something that I shouldn't have. Of course I would. There's scuff. The scuff is an integral part of this stream, as I always say. But let's continue with the case, because there's just a lot. There's just a lot that's gonna happen in this case. The puppet's face is creepy. Oh, the puppet's face is so creepy. And it's just, this puppet does play a role in this whole story. Like a big role in this whole story. And you guys are gonna see why. Okay, so from 1979 to around 2005, Joy Junction aired across Christian networks, but production seemingly ground to a halt in the early 2000s. And shortly after, like, every trace of this show began to vanish. Like, why? The networks didn't hold press conferences. They didn't say anything about the Joy Junction coming to an end, right? Like, Joy Junction just coming to an end. And they quietly purged everything about this show, everything related to Joy Junction. Episodes were pulled from archives, websites vanished, tape libraries were scrubbed. Parents who once really liked this show, you know, cherished this show, were met with just nothing. You know, they liked it, the kids liked it, and suddenly the whole show was gone, and all of the traces of this show were gone. And the show basically became lost media, thanks to a puppet show turned a horror story. At the center of this horror story was a man with his puppet. So the downfall of the show and one particular person started with the bottle incident. Hear me out. Let me explain. So sometimes monsters slip up, not with a confession, not with a witness, but with something much, much simpler. Like a bottle of water. So it's not clear when this discovery happened, but when it did, it cracked open one of the darkest rabbit holes in the history of online predators. Police had arrested a man under suspicion of distributing illicit material involving children. You know, sadly, pretty standard procedure. They got a warrant, they searched his house, dug through his hard drives, and what they found wasn't just horrifying, it was vast. Countless files, hundreds of photos and videos, the kind we all wish that didn't exist. And most of the children featured couldn't be identified. They were just faces with no names. And mind you, this is not the person you're thinking. As in, the person involved. It's not who you're thinking about right now. So then, in hundreds of those photos, you know, like police couldn't identify any of the children. Like they couldn't identify anyone. They didn't have any clues about like, oh, the location of these photos. They didn't have any clues about who might be, you know, committing those crimes. But then in one of the photos, tucked in the background, kind of unassuming, there was something strange, something horribly mundane. There was a plastic water bottle. Police zoomed in, you know, the investigators zoomed in, and the label read Swim and Scuba School, Johnson County, Kansas. So investigators latched onto it because this was quite literally their only clue. They went to swim schools across the Kansas City area, asking if anyone recognized the background or the child. And finally someone did. A young boy who immediately named his abuser. They found the young boy. They actually found the right swim school, and they actually found the right kid. And then they did find the boy. They found Michael Arnett. Well, the boy pointed to his abuser, Michael Arnett. So this is not the person you're thinking about, right? Like, this is a completely different guy. Michael was arrested. So he was arrested on the spot. But if anyone thought that was the end, they were wrong. Like, if you guys think, who is that guy, right? This is not what you were expecting. This does not start the way you expected. So then police found, you know, like, Michael was arrested on the spot, as I said. And then investigators obviously obtained a warrant for his house and, you know, searched through the guy's house. And police found something horrifying. First of all, they found a soundproof room in his basement, in, you know, this guy's basement. This was the room. Then inside of that room, they found a bunch of tools, handcuffs, sex toys, and possibly the most horrifying part, they found a child's jumpsuit. So child's clothes. And on his computer, authorities found more than just content. They found produced content, as in Michael hadn't just downloaded the videos, the photos that they were looking at, those hundreds of photos. No, it wasn't just that he was downloading those photos. No, he was making them. Some of those videos, some of those photos, hours of footage, dozens of images, all of it filmed in secret, filmed in that fucking basement, in that room. All of it was unspeakable. Some investigators described it as among the most horrifying things they'd ever seen. And many of them had worked child exploitation cases for decades. Yeah, even the investigators were completely shocked. They were like, what is this? Like, I've been working child exploitation cases for 10 years. I've never seen something like this. Something this horrifying. Not the F word, yeah. Disgusting. Absolutely. That's just disgusting. Yeah, no, you guys, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's gonna turn out so bad. So there was something else on that hard drive, on Michael Arnett's hard drive. Something that made this whole case explode outward. There were chat logs. And those chat logs were long, detailed, disturbing. It was a years-long digital correspondence between Michael Arnett and another man. One that we've already met. It was correspondence with Ron William Brown. Ron, the children's puppeteer, the Joy Junction's performer, the same guy. Yes, the church volunteer, the Christian TV host, or puppeteer, I guess, performer. And now he was a confirmed correspondent with Michael Arnett, a PDF file. Just, I don't think that PDF file even covers like what Michael Arnett was, because it was so horrifying. Well, he was one of the most prolific predators ever caught in Kansas. Now, what exactly did these two guys talk about? Let's just say it wasn't weather updates. I figured Ronald William Brown was involved somehow. Yeah. You have no idea because it gets so horrible. So the chats documented vile fantasies, acts involving children, descriptions of torture, and even discussions about how to make victims disappear. It wasn't just perversion, it was planning. They were planning something. Though Brown would later claim that it was all a fantasy, you know, like he was not serious about this. This was just like chats with Michael Arnett. Like he was just fantasizing, whatever. Like he never did anything, right? But the details were just too specific, too aligned with the real world abuse Arnett had committed for authorities to brush it off. And you know what? It happened. It finally happened. Let me play another video.
That looking at those kind of things is wrong.
This is from 2012, yeah.
Federal marshals arrested a Largo man for possessing child pornography and conspiring to kidnap a child. They say he was a puppeteer who performed for children in the Bay Area. News Channel 8's Yolanda Fernandez has been following this story for us. She is joining us live tonight from Pinellas County.
Well, Keith, 57-year-old Ron Brown is here in the Pinellas County Jail tonight. Federal investigators say it was his gruesome and very graphic online chats with the known child pornography offender that led them to him.
He made his living entertaining kids at schools and birthday parties. But tonight, he's behind bars, accused of serious crimes against children. Federal agents arrested 57-year-old Ronald Brown at his Largo home last week on charges.
Okay, so see, while Ron didn't exactly act out his fantasies in front of a camera, the same Michael Arnett did, his involvement, his participation, and his agreement in those private chats, it pulled back the curtain on just how close Joy Junction had been to true horror all along, because this was not the first time Ronald was involved in a pretty sketchy incident. So let's rewind. Back before the spotlight on Joy Junction, even in the early years, Ronald William Brown was a guy with puppets and with a couple of secrets. There was this one night, back in 1998, Ronald was driving home when he got pulled over by a police officer. You know, just your regular traffic violation for speeding. And the officer was honestly ready to let Ronald go, since, you know, he didn't have a history of driving recklessly or anything like that. But then something happened. Something caught the officer's eye when he shined his flashlight into Ronald's car. Underwear. Just kind of lying around there on the floor of Ronald's car. And it wasn't just any underwear. It was boys' underwear. It was in Ronald's car. And when the officer questioned Ronald about it, you know, like he questioned him like, well, hey, what is this underwear? Like, what's it doing here? Why do you have that? You know, Ronald quickly shrugged it off. He was saying, this, no, that's, it's for my puppet. See, like, I am a puppeteer. I'm working on this show, on this Joy Junction show, and I do have a puppet, and it just so happens that my puppet is the size of a young child, and, you know, yeah, I dress it up. But, like, why do you need underwear for your puppet? You can just put, you know, pants on it. It doesn't matter, right? But he's just like, no, this is for my puppet. Red flag? Absolutely. You bet, but no charges. The explanation was odd, but the officer let him walk free that night. Fast forward to July 2012, Brown, now in his late 50s, living alone in this Largo mobile home park, still charming kids, bringing pizza, puppet shows, church events, everything. On the surface, it was a harmless volunteer. Like, he was a harmless volunteer, but beneath, there was a twisted obsession. Listen, the closer people looked, black flag. Oh yeah, absolutely. Crazy Coyote couldn't find a pitchfork and you couldn't find pitchfork and torches emoji. Well, you can find like a fire emoji and then fire emoji and like I don't know, is there a pitchfork emoji? I guess not. One time I saw my smartphone trying to unlocking the screen. What? Oh, Jesus. Puppets don't poo, but poo is coming out of Ron's mouth. I swear to God, like just full of shit. And Tsuno Hanashi says, the Wikipedia article says this first incident happened in 1998. Yeah. That's the first incident, 1998. That's what I was saying. It was not until 14 years later when he was finally arrested. Yeah. So the first incident happened in 1998 when he was like driving around, right? Like driving home, and he was pulled over by a cop and the underwear was found on him. And then 2012, he was arrested. Can you imagine? It's basically 20 years, like almost, well, 15 years. 14 years, I guess 14 years. It's crazy. Okay. Christ Jesus. Sorry, I had to like pause because... So listen, the closer people looked, the more disturbing it actually got. First of all, the local kids would know Ronald as this, you know, this fun puppet guy. The guy who organized pizza parties and performed for them at his local church. But the meetups were kind of hush-hush and secretive. Like, that's the weird part. I wouldn't have believed him. See, the officer just... I don't know, because he was kind of a local celebrity, he was kind of like, oh, on Joy Junction, oh, okay, that makes sense, it's a puppeteer and he has these kids' clothes for his puppet, whatever. I guess the officer just didn't want to think that he just got a child predator, but for some reason, like, he just believed him and let him go. So yeah. We're jumping to 2012 when Ronald is like hosting all those parties, pizza parties and meetups and puppet shows for the local kids. But the puppet shows were kind of like, it was so strange. It was kind of hush-hush, kind of secretive, as in there were several instances of kids not telling their parents and sneaking off to meet with Ronald for a puppet performance. Yeah, I kid you not. I am not kidding. Kids were just sneaking off, not telling their parents where they're actually going, and they were meeting up with this guy, with this grown-ass man for, I guess, like puppet shows, but he would tell them like, oh, don't tell your parents. You know, don't, like, keep it a secret. Oh, this is a secret show. Yeah, I swear to God, that's what happened. Yeah. So yeah, it was bad. And later, there were some allegations and some very disturbing rumors that when concerned, like to the point, like there were some rumors, right? Like just circulating around to the point that when concerned neighbors checked the crawl space under Ronald's house, they found a bunch of kids' bikes and used sex toys. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, so this rumor, like this story was actually never verified. If this is actually what they found, if this is any of it is true, it wasn't, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not verified, but this is one part of the story that's usually talked about in articles in like coverage, that concerned neighbors found kids' bikes and used sex toys under his house. If this is true, I mean, what was happening inside of that home? If this is true, if outside of the home, underneath, there were sex toys and kids' bikes, what the hell was happening inside of that house? Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him. I would absolutely not put it past him. It's after everything that came out and his communication with Michael Arnett, insane. So after the connection between Ronald and Michael was revealed through their chat logs, well, the authorities finally had the reason to detain him and search his property. Finally, right? And boy, did they find an absolute mountain of horror. Federal agents raided his home and uncovered hundreds of bondage-style CP images, photos of deceased children, even missing child flyers. Worse, they found chat logs from the dark web revealed that Brown was fantasizing about kidnapping, torturing, and eating a boy from his church, a very specific child. I can't. It's just, what is going on? Yeah, he was planning to eat a boy from his church. Yes. Chris would have stopped him, but he was only 15 at the time. I don't know. What happened to the kids riding those bikes? I have no idea. I don't know if this story is true, but if it is, like, what happened to the kids? Like, what was going on with the kids? So yeah, he was planning to kidnap and eat a boy from his church. And he described chilling scenes in those chat logs. This is one quote. Oh, great. My button doesn't work, but okay. So this is one of the quotes. I imagine him wiggling and then going still. Jesus. So in those chat logs, he also mapped body parts on photos like butcher diagrams, labeling them steaks, shanks, the works. And here's how Bay News 9 put it in July 2012. He acted out Bible stories with puppets at his church, while musing online about carving and cooking the body parts of a young parishioner for Easter. Oh my God, it's not over. It's not over. So now, why'd you have to put that image in my head? Sorry. I'm sorry, but it's an important part of the case. And here I'm gonna quote another article from the HuffPost in which some information about the chat logs was revealed. This is what it said. In one chat cited in the complaint, oh, sorry, that's not this. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, the scuff. As usual, all the scuff. Okay, so in one chat cited in the complaint, Arnett described drowning a little girl, and in another, he and Brown excitedly talked about a photo shared by Arnett of a 3-year-old girl being strangled. That's how I would enjoy doing this, doing the unidentified boy from Gulf Coast Church, Brown said. Oh my god. I forgot how bad the quotes are. I was writing my notes like yesterday, the past few days, but I completely forgot how bad this was. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Because now I'm gonna play you a cut from Nick Crowley's video, because he also covered this case, and he revealed some of the messages exchanged between Ronald and Michael. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's bad. It's bad. It's not gonna be read. I'm also not gonna read it. It's just too much. Like, when I saw the chat logs, I also decided, because Nick Crowley doesn't read them. He just shows them on the screen, and he couldn't read them. I saw the chat logs and I couldn't read them. I found a PDF file of an actual file of like from just legal proceedings, and some of the chat logs were included in that file, and I read it, and I don't think I could read it out loud. Okay, let me play that part of the video. Even Jesus don't want them. No. This is like straight, just Shinkansen straight to hell. Okay.
Within their conversation...
Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Oh. Yeah. And it's just, mind you, this is this is just one part of the logs, because the full file, the things that were written there, like, it was just, I don't know, beyond imagination. Like, the file is out there. Like, if you search for it, it is out there. The document is out there, the excerpt from the chat logs, but I encourage you to not look for it. I discourage you from, searching for that file, because it's just not something that you want to know. Hug breaks on that. Thank you so much, Joshua. Bacon said, I didn't know hell had a bullet train, but this dude should definitely ride it. Yeah, I think that he should be on the bullet train straight to hell. Okay, so by December 2012, prosecutors charged Ronald with multiple CP counts, upgraded after he rejected a plea deal, and Brown was he threatened, like, he was threatened with up to life in prison, but insisted that he was innocent. This was all a fantasy. His lawyer said, he lives in a fantasy world. I can't defend things that never occurred. Fuck you. Also, Danny, we're going to give you hugs. Thank you so much, because holy shit. His defense lawyer said, like, oh, he lives in a fantasy world. I can't defend things that never occurred, never happened. And it's just not true. It did happen. All of it happened. In March of 2013, Brown finally pleaded guilty to 8 felony counts, no longer just the collector, but someone actively fantasizing monstrous crimes. He faced a guideline sentence. At first, he faced a guideline sentence of 6.5 to 8 years in prison. But in July 2013, the judge slammed the lid shut. He gave him 20 years in federal prison, which I still think it's low. I think that it should be life in prison for the things that he did, the things that he was planning to do. But he got 20 years in prison, in federal prison, a powerful statement, although victims still thought that it was not enough. And the case caused disgust and confusion. And I think it's very much what I'm feeling right now. And very much what you guys are probably feeling right now. Disgust and confusion. Because how does a man, perform on kids' show? He's a puppeteer and he performs with kids in the vicinity. And he preaches about God, about prayers, about being a decent human being. Meanwhile, he's also fantasizing about doing despicable things to kids and eating one of the kids. Murdering and eating one of the kids after all those despicable things. I mean, we're just scratching the surface here. Guys, on Joy Junction's set, it all looked perfect. There was bouncy worship music, there was Sheriff Don's big smile, Ron and Marty cracking jokes, but behind that cheery facade, there was a monster, a complete monster. And according to interviews and local reports, cast and crew described Ron as this quiet guy, quiet volunteer, easy to work with, friendly, good-natured, everything, right? Like he was a wonder to work with no outright suspicious behavior. They recall after show pizza nights, occasional offhand comments that never made sense, but they were just kind of treating the comments as jokes, whatever, nobody thought to question it. Everything until the police stormed onto the scene and onto the set. One former co-star who posted under the handle of Forlorn Jackalope. Jesus Christ, why? Thanks, Polish brain. But yeah, one former cast member on the show, right, they posted on Reddit and later dropped a bombshell. Oh, did I not save that? Thanks. Great. Good job, Fear. Let me pull it up. Let me actually pull up the chat logs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I think I got it. Okay, I got it. Haha. Words are hurt. I get it. Waha. Makes me internally die knowing such monsters can just exist nonchalantly within society. No, Nick doesn't have it. I have it. I don't think Nick published it, but I do have it. So we're gonna read that. I did pull it up. So we're gonna read it right now. This is the post on Reddit. And this is the part that I want to read. Since I don't think an official episode guide is out there, it's hard to say how much of the show is missing nowadays. So this is like after the show was scrapped and this co-star was like very confused, like why was it scrapped, right? Seeing this get a massive surge in interest and popularity is so weird to me. I can't help but to wonder if it would be this known if I didn't make a thread about it on the Lost Media wiki forums and it just stayed more or less a weird relic for obscure media enthusiasts. I still remember back when YouTube still had a DM system. CV, so another co-star, had reached out to me, asked if I heard the news about Ron, since us and the regular subscribers, had running jokes about how secondhand embarrassing the show was with the Ron and Marty bits. We all saw those news reports come out in real time, along with the memes like this one. And I actually do have this video, like the video was linked, and yeah, like people started making memes about it, which, yeah, it's not great. You know, it's not the best thing to do when you know what happened to those kids. But people started making like meme videos about the show and like what happened to Ronald and you know, like the Marty bits and everything. Okay, so I'm gonna play this right now.
I want to play with you. I want to play with you. Well, they said, Marty, come over here and take a look at our pictures. So I walked on over there and I took a look.
Stacy Gogan was disgusted but not surprised. For years, her neighbor has spent an unusual amount of time with children.
And do you know what it was? What was it, Marty? Well, it was in Arizona, I'll tell you that right now. I want to play with you.
Jesus, why?
I want to play with you. They were looking at some dirty pictures and they wanted me to look too. Well, Marty, what did you do? What would you think about a person who give you evil thoughts? Evil. I wanna,
Highly graphic conversations describing how to cut them up,
Jesus Christ,
cook
why?
them,
Oh, why? Oh my god, okay, let's finish this meme.
and eat their remains.
Oh my god.
That's right. Well, it was in Arizona. If going to church every Sunday makes you a Christian, then going to McDonald's every week must make me a hamburger.
But when it comes to eating children,
Evil thought. Clean thought.
Mutilating, eating that body part.
Evil thought.
Jesus Christ.
Clean thought.
That kind of stuff is scary.
I want to play with you. That's right. That's right.
God. Yeah. And Danny said, I'm confused, almost laughing, but not wanting to. Should I laugh? This is weird. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, why? This ain't a meme, Sona. This is a trashy cringe video. Well, I mean, like meme video, like that's what people were doing. And then, you know, networks like CTN and TBN quietly scrubbed Joy Junction from guides and websites. Again, like just putting it in the pile of the lost media. Imagine the crew members, some genuinely shook and others quietly relieved that to erase all traces of the show when they found out, after they had found out what was happening, what was actually happening with Ron and Marty and, you know, everything around it. So yes, there were a lot of people confused because suddenly their show that they were starring on was scrapped, and like really scrapped, just erased from the memory. But did they know? Could they have, like, well, a lot of people on the show and just, you know, working on set, they were just wondering if the producers knew anything. Could they have guessed, or was Ron just too good? Was he too good at hiding in plain sight? And that's the most likely scenario, you know, like, because all of the cast members, at least the ones that were mentioned by the Reddit poster, they were just confused. Like everyone, no one really sensed anything from Ron. Like, yeah, you know, like some weird comments here and there or some weird sketches. They were mostly confused, but they never suspected that this guy was an actual monster. So he was good at hiding in plain sight. And this is where complicity lines blur. On set, did production realize that these quietly disturbing undertones from Ron, or like, did they realize that there was something weird, or did they just kind of the you know, like the daily grind drive them blind? no one really suspected. The police affidavit from 2013 revealed that hundreds of disturbing images, chat logs with those same fantasies bubbling beneath puppets and prayers, that they existed among cast, and that is chilling. Cast members have said nothing publicly. They never gave any interviews, and they never released any joint statement. Ronald William Brown was never just a man with puppets. He was a predator with a platform, and that's what makes this case so damn horrifying. Not just the crimes he committed in his head or the images he hoarded, but the access he had, the access to kids, the trust, the influence. Because again, people on set, they were just like, oh, yeah, like he was kind of strange, but he was always like good, kind, very helpful, very friendly, and he seems to love kids. Yeah, he really wanted to be around kids. He really loved kids. Jesus Christ. Very fucked up, yeah. And no one really stopped him. Not when the underwear was found in 98. Not when he kept showing up with pizza and puppets to secret meetups with kids that they didn't tell their parents about. Not even when the shows kept airing reruns in the background like nothing ever happened. It took federal agents, a horrifying chat log, and a water bottle in the background of a photo to finally pull the curtain down. Today, Ronald is serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison, and Michael Arnett, the other guy that was also a fucking monster, he is serving life in prison. So at least this guy is for sure not coming out because he was doing despicable things to kids. Ronald, I think that he was doing despicable things to kids. He might have not been producing CP of his own because that was Michael Arnett. But the chat logs with Arnett are just too specific, too graphic, too and it's gonna sound bad, but too passionate for there to not be something going on. Good, but why? Yeah, I still don't understand why not Ron. I guess because, they could prove that Michael Arnett was producing illicit material with children and just horrifying material himself. They couldn't really prove that Ronald was producing material like that. He was only downloading things. It doesn't seem like he was making CP himself. So I suppose that's why. But goddamn. And yes, Ronald actually died. So he's dead, he did die, yes. So he died in 2020. Oh, okay. So I didn't know that he died of a motor neuron disease. I did not know what he died of, but yeah, he passed away. So at least this monster is dead. It doesn't change the fact that I don't agree with the sentence because he should have gotten life in prison, but I guess he got life in prison because he died. Yeah, so I guess good. Then he's for sure getting punishment 6 feet under. Yeah, so technically he did get life in prison because he never got out of prison. But Joy Junction, like someone said, let's pretend that this never happened. But it did, and the kids who trusted him, they don't get to forget. And it's easy to call it evil. I mean, it is evil. But it's also a reminder that predators don't always look like villains, except for Michael Arnett, because this guy does look like a fucking despicable human being, whatever. But, real monsters and predators don't always look like villains. Sometimes they wear a smile, and sometimes they hide behind a puppet on a kid's show. And that's it, you guys. This is the end of this case. Holy shit. If you guys want to watch some more clips from Joy Junction, there is a playlist on YouTube. That's how I found some of the clips. So if you're interested, you can watch some clips from the Joy Junction TV show, some clips specifically with Ron and Marty, because I don't, I watched some of them, and well, I showed you some of them. I watched some more. A lot of them, there's like a playlist with full episodes. If you're interested, if you're curious, you can, see some of the clips, some of the scenes. And yeah, if you're really curious, but I do not encourage that. But if you're really curious, you can definitely find the affidavit or just document from the legal proceedings on, Ronald's case. And there are some of the chat logs, there's a transcript of some of the chat logs. So you can find that if you're interested to see what they were talking about, to read what they were talking about. I do not encourage it because it's, there's no picture, obviously there's no photographs, you can't find that. I wasn't even attempting to find any photographic evidence because I did not want to see it. I did get curious about the chat logs. So I was just like, okay, is it that horrible? And I did read it, and I kind of regret that I did because it was that horrible. Yeah, understandable. Well, this is gonna give me nightmares. I think that's all of us. But yeah, that is the end of the case. You guys, thank you so much for sitting through this case with me. I know it wasn't easy. I know it was pretty horrifying. I could see the reactions in the chat that you guys were just like, what the fuck is going on? Believe me, same here, me too. It was, in fact, that horrible. Yeah, it was, in fact, that horrible. Hugs for everyone. Hugs for you guys, too. I hope I didn't give you too many nightmares. As for this upcoming week, because today's stream is the last stream of the week, as usual. It's a case, and then I'm going to be taking Monday and Tuesday off off, quote unquote off, but really I'm going to be working on things behind the scenes in preparation for my pre-debut on Patreon this Saturday, 21st of June. So if you're interested to see my 3D model earlier and see how scuffed it's gonna be, most likely, then you can show up to Patreon stream on the 21st. I will be definitely having some streams. I'm gonna be streaming earlier in the week, so probably like Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Most likely I'll stream something. I missed most of the story. Only caught the ending, so I missed the trauma. Well, Aaron, if you're interested, the VOD is gonna be there. The VOD is gonna stay, so you can rewatch it if you would like to. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on Wednesday with possibly some Walmart body cam footage, because holy shit. Shoplifters at Walmart thinking that they can just walk free and walk away with stuff. Or money, actually, because some of the videos are like literally they would take money from the register and just go and just keep walking, and the officer is like, what? No, you cannot do this. No, you're supposed to pay for things. And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't steal? What do you mean I can't take these things for free? No, as a matter of fact, you cannot. Jesus, that's gonna be something. Oh yeah, the Walmart videos are insane. So I watched some clips. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna pick some more, and definitely it's gonna be something. So we're gonna be watching some Walmart police body cam footage on Wednesday, and then I think I'm gonna be back with some with another creepy internet mystery, or maybe like internet rabbit hole / iceberg. Also, Bacon, hugs for Sona. Thank you so much. Man, I'm gonna have nightmares about this case for a long time, guys, because it's just horrifying. Shoplifters getting owned. I want to see that. Oh yeah, that it's gonna be a lot of that. And just the entitlement is through the roof in those videos. So yeah, that is coming on Wednesday. In the meantime, I'll be working behind the scenes, preparing stuff for the 21st, 28th. But you guys can expect some, as I said, you guys can expect some streams on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll see, because like it really depends on where I am with the with the cases, with the, you know, pre-debut stuff. Oh, also the pre-debut stream, I will be including the Patreon hangout in it. So, you know, I'm gonna have some of you guys, like my my Ruby, Platinum, Ruby, and Diamond tier Patreon members, hop on a call with me and just, you know, just talk about the model, maybe talk about something, maybe do some things, for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be, oh, you guys can join me, you know, like my higher tier Patreon members can join me on that call as I'm struggling with the with the full body tracking and with my model. So yeah, that's it's gonna be part pre-debut, part Patreon hangout. That is it. Oh yeah, and I would like to remind you guys that I am running a giveaway with VastGG, and it's a 240 hertz gaming monitor giveaway. So if you would like to get a nice, shiny, beautiful gaming monitor, you can enter the giveaway. The link is in the description of the video and in the pinned comment in the chat. So if you see the pinned comment, you know, there's a comment from me, there should be a link, and you can join, you can enter through that link. So I'm trying to win it. Don't worry, there's still a lot of time. The giveaway ends on July 11th, so it's still gonna be going on for quite a while. That's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much again. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your haxes. Until the next time. Bye. Joshua, thank you so much for the last super. All the hugs for Sona. Look out for that pigeon. Oh, the pigeon zigzagging. The zigzagging pigeons. That's what I'm having nightmares about. Zigzagging pigeons on a bike lane, bike trail. Okay, fun fact, because this is okay. That's a more like less of a fun fact, more a concerning fact, but without significant action by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean by weight. That is terrifying. What are we doing? What? Also, Danny says, what a case to end the week. Thanks for the stream, Sona. You are welcome. And I'm sorry for the nightmares. And another fun fact, this one actually is fun because it's like, what the fuck? We are being lied to every single day. A lot of new cars, apparently, like they have fake engine, they make fake 8 engine noise through speakers. So they are quiet, like quite silent otherwise. So the new cars are actually silent. But then, yeah, they fake the engine noise, so what? So we shouldn't be having noise pollution at all. The heck? I mean, it might be also the EVs, possibly? No, but it just says like, oh, new cars. The heck? Plastic and fake engine noises. That's it. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Okay, guys, thank you so much for today. Stay safe out there. I'll see you at the next time. Bye.